Hi everybody! Today I'm going to be discussing getting started as a realtor and what kind of fees to expect, as well as education, the education and time period requirements for starting your career as a realtor. So I've kind of gathered these points that I've gotten from someone else that works in the industry, and kind of a couple tips and things to keep in mind. I got this information from somebody that started in the real estate business in 2014 in Ontario, and their experience going through the process of becoming a realtor, and the kind of hidden fees and things to keep in mind that a lot of people kind of miss when they start. It's something to think about before you jump into taking the OREA courses that are offered. And keep in mind if you're working at the same time or what you have to save up before going into this business. I've talked to other people about this, and when they started it was kind of shocking to them, as well as this one person I met with. It's such a shock, you know, when you, in a surprise, once you get started, how much it's actually going to cost you to become a successful realtor. When you choose the career of real estate agent, it's amazing because you have a lot of flexibility. You have, you can choose the hours that you want to work, but at the same time you have to work long hours after in the evenings as well as weekends. The amount of money you make could be way more, so that's also a plus. When you choose your career, make sure you can handle stress well, and that you can have good people skills, that you can talk to people and explain things, keep in touch. That's really important. I find that I hear a lot of people that are realtors have trouble keeping in touch with people, and that's like the number one. Make sure you're checking in multiple times with your client per day, as long as they consent to that. I'll go over how to choose a brokerage in another video, and what kind of tips I've heard that other people have gone through. As you're going to be spending a lot of time in this industry as a career, make sure you like real estate, make sure you're passionate about it, and that you have kind of a background of business and sales. When you select this career, just know that you're going to be spending 18 months. You're going to be spending your first 18 months doing about 6 courses. You're going to be doing 4 or 5 courses. Make sure this career is for you before you start. When you start, give OREA a call. Give the Ontario Real Estate Association / college a call, and you want to enroll in the Ontario Real Estate Association College, OREA College, and you want to give them a call and start. So you need to submit your high school transcript, or you have to take an entrance exam to enroll in the school. So you can have also a GED or high school equivalent from Ontario. I think there's a $50 fee for that, as my friend said. Then you want to enroll in the first course, which is going to cost you from $400 to $500 for the pre-registration professional real estate course. Then there's also land structures and real estate trading, which is number 2. Then there is the real estate transaction general and the residential real estate transaction lumped into one course, and that's going to cost from $450 to $500, like the ones I just mentioned. Then you're going to have to take real property law and the commercial course. So that's actually like 6 courses, and each of those, as I said before, are going to be between $450 to $600 per course. So keep that in mind before you begin. Also, each exam is $50, and if you need to rewrite your exam, it's an extra $50 per rewrite, and I think you're allowed 2 attempts to be able to pass. The passing mark is 75 for each exam. That's the pre-registration segment, and once you complete that, you have to complete it within 18 months, by the way, so that's about a year and a half. Once that's up, you have to make sure you get all your courses done within that time frame. If you don't, you have to like go back to the beginning, and my friend had to do that when she failed the 3rd course. And back in 2014, she said that they only had 3 courses, then the articling, the later segment, you had to do the last 3 courses. I'll get to that later. After 18 months is up, you have to register with the Real Estate Council of Ontario, RECO. And that is going to cost a fee as well as your insurance. This is when you begin your new real estate career, your profession. So you have to get everything ready. You have to also sign up with the board, the Toronto Real Estate Board, or whatever area you're selling, city or area you're selling real estate in. You're gonna have to sign up with that area's board. The entrance fee in 2014-2015, prorated at the time my friend signed up, was $1,800. The RECO fee for a new salesperson is $350. The insurance fee for errors and omissions and others is $300. And then I think she said that, if I'm correct, she said that every year you have to pay the Toronto Real Estate Board fee. So every year you have to pay, I think, a $500 fee. Not $1,800, that's just to start, that's for the prorated. Every year you have to pay your errors and omissions insurance to RECO. Then there's also the AREA and CREA dues. If I got this straight from my friend, every year or every year and a half you have to pay a TREB fee, which could be around $700 or $400. I am not sure on that, so please don't quote me. So the year that you're not paying TREB, you're paying the AREA CREA dues, which are around $500 a year. When you're signing up with a brokerage, this is the point where you have already interviewed brokerages after you pass the last pre-reg course. You're interviewing brokerages within that 18-month period, and then once the 18-month period is done, you're signing up with a brokerage. You're being hired, but you're also interviewing to register with that brokerage. So it's like a meet in the middle kind of thing. You interview the brokerages that you're interested in signing up with. There are a couple to name are Century 21, Remax, Keller Williams, Sotheby's. These are all kind of like brand names that you've probably heard of. So you go to the companies, you call and book your interview. You say, "Hi, I am a new salesperson that just finished their licensing courses and I want to schedule an interview with you." And once you schedule the interview, you go in, you ask your questions, they ask their questions, and you decide upon an agreement to be hired at that brokerage. Once you find employment at a brokerage as an independent contractor, then you sign up with TREB and RECO. RECO is the main one you sign up with, and then you submit your TREB membership fee and your insurance, and then you have to consider at the brokerage meeting, what desk fees will you be paying? Are you going to be paying $300 a month, $150 a month? Are there no desk fees? What is the commission split between the broker and you? Because there's always a commission split. It can be 75-25, 90-10, 95-5. I don't know any place that does that. 85-15. So there are different splits that you can do. 80-20. There are different commission splits that you're gonna do. And I was doing this fun exercise in the car to try and figure out commissions really quick on the ball. So here's a great way to calculate commissions. You take the full sale price of the property and you take off a 0, or you divide it by 10%, because we're doing a little equation. Then you divide it by half and then half again. That's going to equal your side of the deal, because there's 2 sides of the deal, the buyer and the seller. So if you're representing the buyer, your commission is half of 10%, so that's 5%. Then you take another half, so it would be 2.5% of that price. And then you divide it further through a 75-25, 85-15, 80-20, 95-5, or a 90-10 split between you and your broker. Okay, you and your brokerage, I should say. The commission splits vary, and they relate directly to how you're gonna be paying, if and how you're gonna be paying desk fees throughout the years that you're employed at the brokerage. So a lower desk fee means a higher split for the brokerage, so they'll get more. And the lower commission split between you and your brokerage means a higher desk fee. You're going to be getting more commission with the commission split if you have a higher desk fee. If you have a low desk fee, you're going to be getting less commission. You have to account when you go for the interview of everything you're going to need for advertising, signs, transportation, business cards, website placement, all of that stuff, even like your photos being taken down to the T. Like, those are the things you're gonna have to know. You're also gonna have to sign up for a business account on what is it, not OSAP, the CRA. At the Canada Revenue Agency website, you're gonna have to sign up with and have a phone call with the CRA about setting up a business account, and you're going to be taxed differently with your income tax. So make sure you remember when you register with a brokerage, you have to create a business account. So taxing is so different when you're a realtor. Make sure this is for you, because you know, if you're above the threshold of tax, you're going to be paying more when you surpass that, if you're a top producer in real estate. Business cards can cost a lot, or your brokerage can cover it for you. So it depends on the desk fee. Sometimes the brokerages give it to you without the desk fee. You just have to ask what's included and what is not. You can also order business cards off Vistaprint, or order them at your local printing shop if you have one. For sale and open house signs, you have to order well ahead before you have before you have an open house or a listing or a sold, you know, like well before you sign any agreements, get your signs. I think signs can cost from $90 to like $300. Especially open houses. If you're a new realtor and you are starting out, you're going to be doing open houses for other people to get experience and picking up the buyers as well. And the realtor that you're doing it for at your office will require you to have your own sign. So you have to get your sign done before you do the open houses. So this is before you even make money, before you even make commission. This technically has to be saved up well before you start at the brokerage, meaning that before you even start OREA courses, you're gonna have all this saved up or have a way to get this paid for. You're gonna have a couple of for sale and sold signs, because you're gonna be hopefully soon getting listings and gonna have to put the signs up somehow. So make sure you get those made. There's also, I think, a fee sometimes to actually erect the sign. I don't know how much that is. I have never dealt with that. Flyers, same thing with business cards. Get them printed ahead of time, so when you're advertising, when you're door knocking, you're handing out flyers as well. Websites, some brokerages have a space for the some brokerages have a placement or space for the website. So if you're ready to go on the website, as when you start, you have a picture and you have a blurb written about you, go ahead. If the company doesn't have a website for where you can put your own blurb and picture up, get your website done and designed. There's also an option to advertise in your local newspaper, magazines, billboards, bus stops, and whatnot. All of those fees are online at the appropriate websites, so you can take a look at those on your own terms depending on what city and area you live in. They're all different. I think bus shelters are an awesome way to advertise, as well as billboards if you have the funds for that, for advertising. As well as newspapers. It's great to see, like on the holidays or something, put in your local magazine or newspaper, say like happy holidays from so and so. So have my real estate services provided to you after the holidays or something like that. It's great to have like a little blurb in the newspaper or magazine. Although I've heard from my friends that it doesn't work as much. Advertising can be really costly and not really give you that much revenue. It's better by word of mouth and to talk to people so they trust you and know who you are. Also good to look into getting a laptop or a computer to start your real estate career. You're going to be needing to look at active listings. If your office doesn't have computers, you're going to have to be printing forms and emailing and updating things and taking pictures and storing files and backup drives and things like that. So getting a computer and a camera as well when you go into showings and looking through houses. You can take pictures of damage and just pictures that you went through and have seen the house with the owner's permission, of course. So after you've paid all your fees, you're ready to go and you're a registered realtor. After that, you take your articling segment courses at OREA again. Although you're gonna have to take one course and you have 24 months, so like 2 years between when you actually become a salesperson at a brokerage. Starting then, so you have 2 years to complete one course. Back when my friend started, she had to complete 3 courses before her expiration date. And so you have to choose between 4 courses. The last thing that you're gonna have to pay for is the ongoing fees that come every year to year and a half, that include the OREA CREA dues for $500, the TREB fee for starting is $1,800, and then continuing is like $700 to $800 a year. RICO is $350 to start, and the insurance is $300 a year. Or so approximately. I'm not too sure, as I don't know for personally. You have to take into account if you fail the exam and you don't have any time left, or you have no more rewrite options for that one course, you have to go all the way to the beginning, I think. You have to account for the continuing education courses that happen after you finish your articling course and your broker of record signs you off and says, okay, this person has completed their articling and they've submitted their courses to be evaluated. Okay, let me go back. Okay, once you're finished your articling courses, you have to submit your transcript to the broker of record. There's different ways to do that. It's per office, so I don't know. But you have to literally submit your courses and they have to sign off on you. So as soon as you get your transcript done, and get this done as soon as possible, don't wait till the last minute, do it as soon as possible. Then you submit the courses to the broker of record, they sign off, and then you're renewed as a salesperson. After that, there's more. You have to pay for continuing education, which is $50 a year or every other year to read over, I think. I've never done it. Again, I've never personally dealt with this. My friend said around 50, and you have to like read through something apparently and sign that you've read it. There's also a FinTrack evaluation that sometimes your office has to undergo every, I think, year or 2. They have to renew, they have to go over the new FinTrack rules with you about money laundering and turning over transactions larger than $10,000 in cash. So your brokerage has to update you with that. There are office meetings and training usually at your brokerage. That's also what's included with the desk fee. Some places it's included, some places it's not. Make sure you have training at your brokerage. Make sure there are teams and mentorship options available at your location brokerage. Make sure that you attend all office meetings and all training sessions. They help so much. Talk to people in the business before getting involved. Talk to fellow realtors, not only the managers and brokers and brokers of record. Don't only talk to those people, talk to as many people as you can that are in the business. Make sure you talk to your manager before starting about what he or she expects of you. Like, get them to get a write-out in writing, like a printout in writing of what your duties are in that office, what you're expected to do. I know this is going a little far, but do it to cover yourself. Make sure you know like everything that you're required of so that they can't come back and say you haven't done this or that. It's good to know ahead of time too what you're expected to do when you're employed with a brokerage. Even though you're an independent contractor, you can make your own hours and make as much or as little as you want. Usually, you want to just know how much they expect you to make, or how many days you're expected to be at the office, or whatever it may be. Make sure you get that in writing and it's clear. Lastly, for every ORIA exam and rewrite, it's a $50 fee, non-refundable. So you can change the date of your exam as long as it's available. Make sure you do that though. I also want to say, make sure you have the proper calculator. Don't forget your calculator or documents or anything on the day of your exam. Make sure you've got all pens and pencils and things at your exam. I've heard of people forgetting their calculator for like mortgage exams and things like that, so don't be that person. Alright, so that's basically the end of my checklist for becoming a realtor in the Ontario or Canada, in the Ontario area. So yeah, I definitely just wanted to say, after hearing the things that my friend told me, it was really eye-opening, and I just want everyone to be careful as a new realtor embarking on this career, especially the young ones straight out of school. If you have student loans, if you have debt, if you have things to pay for, if you're not on top of your financial situation, I just want to warn all of you, because I do care about everyone that is watching this right now. Be careful before you get involved with real estate, because those fees can creep up, and sometimes people just aren't prepared to pay those things straight out of school or straight out just, you know, beginning. You know, you don't know exactly how much you're going to be paying when you take the classes, and then when you sign up and you've spent all that money taking classes and you don't know how much you're gonna need to pay when you sign up. So I urge everyone watching this, everyone considering a career in real estate in Ontario, to be very careful of how much you're expected to pay and how much it's going to cost you to start up this business. How much effort and time you're going to spend talking to people and interviewing people before you can actually start making commission, and how difficult it is to get clients, and how much you have to hustle and talk to people and advertise yourself and hand out flyers and things and email and cold call, prospect. It's very difficult, and it's not for the faint of heart. You know, I'm not just saying that to scare anyone, and I'm not saying that to make anyone feel intimidated or anything, because I want you to know everything before you go into this. I want you to be prepared. My friend told me like a kind of scary story about how she had no idea about these things when she started. So make sure you know what you're dealing with before you go into the business. And I think it's great that we all share information and that we can totally help, you know, cover each other, because sometimes, you know, people just want money out there, and it's good to just make sure that you know what you're paying for and what you're getting yourself into before being pushed into this, before being lured into a career that you're not really sure how much you'll be making to start out with. Okay, I hope this helped everybody, and I hope that it prepared a lot of people, young, new to the business, realtors that are going into it. Thank you to my friend for giving me so much help and advice and experience from all these years, and, you know, for giving me a taste of what it's like to be in this business. Okay, bye guys. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe and comment on this video. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you know any realtors that have gone through a lot to get their license? Have you had the same experiences or different experiences? What are your questions? Let me know in the comments. Bye everybody. Bye. See you later.